Hi everybody, this is Lee. Welcome to McQueen Press. With this video, I'm discussing the for-profit bail system in the Harris County area of Texas, the Houston area, and the decision that was made recently by U.S. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas to shut it down, that he upheld a decision by the U.S. District Court in that area to release low-level offenders from the for-profit bail system, and that they are being released even as we speak. That court decision was initiated by multiple lawsuits, and that the case went to the U.S. District Court, and then there was an appeal to the U.S. District Court of Appeals, and then it went up to the Supreme Court, and Clarence Thomas decided to uphold what the U.S. District Court had decided. And so people are being released. The for-profit bail system was a form of predation, economic predation, upon the African American community, which often is racially targeted and racially profiled for law enforcement, and that results in more of them being charged. And then if they do or do not have bail, they may have to be incarcerated, or that used to be what happened. And that also Latino Americans and then people of low income means were often held in these for-profit jails, or because they could not come up with the bail. Sometimes their charges were inflated, and that sometimes their bails were overinflated as well, and that meant that their bonds were higher, and that some of them couldn't come up with the percentage, that hundreds of dollars needed to buy their freedom out of jail or incarceration, or sometimes even thousands of dollars. And that some people cannot lay their hands on thousands of dollars to buy their way out of jail, prison slavery, so they could go back to work, so that they could go ahead and continue earning a living, keep a job, keep a roof over their families' heads, so they could be a parent to their children, make sure their children were taken care of if they were a single parent. Or if they had to, if they were in school, they were currently taking classes, that they were not missing their classes, and that they were keeping up. And that this is what had been happening, that people have been yanked from their lives and able to come up with basically, paying a ransom for their kidnapping into the prison system. And so, but that's changed, at least in Harris County, Texas, thanks to the district court and to Clarence Thomas. That people of means were able to escape this situation, but other people, such as Sandra Bland, who was caught up in that system, that she was had accepted a job opportunity in the Prairie View area and was driving her way there, stopped for a traffic stop for something so simple as not signaling when she changed her lanes, and that she was pulled over and then assaulted, beaten on the side of the road, and then incarcerated and unable to come up with her bail. And so basically her life had been ruined. And she had been snatched from her very life, assaulted, and then incarcerated because she didn't signal for changing a lane. And then also, she ended up dead. And that's the result of sometimes that has been the case with for-profit bail system, and the harm that it has caused to Sandra Bland's family, Sandra Bland herself, and then others. And so, with this lawsuit, we see the release of low-level inmates, charged, not convicted, charged only. There's been no trial and no conviction. This is pre-trial, with trespass, with driving without a license, with criminal mischief. There was a guy in the story. I'm going to post a link in the description of this article. There is accusation that he messed up a fence, and he says that he didn't, but he was incarcerated, and he had to wait for his trial date to prove himself innocent. And in the meantime, he's away from his family. If he's got a job, then he's away from his job. And then if he's in school, he's not able to attend classes. And so that's the harm that had been caused to people who cannot pay that bail. Okay, and so there is protest, and it seems like most of the protest is coming from the bail bondsmen who are not able to earn a living from these people that they have been preying on before. And possibly there might be insurance companies that used to underwrite these bonds, and there might be low-level protests from them. But I mean, these are people who've been caught up in a bureaucracy where people are just preying upon them, sucking the life out of them, taking from them. And it's a form of economic injustice that's being righted. And so, for those bail bondsmen, I'm thinking that they're going to have to find something a little bit more straightforward to do and to stop hurting people who are basically innocent until proven guilty. And, up until then, regardless of even if they had been proven innocent, they were still on the hook for that bond. And that was not right. And so I'm going to go ahead and post a link to this article that it definitely has gone through the full range of the court system. Although there's a possibility that there may be attempts to get the full court to hear this case, not just Clarence Thomas. But we'll see. In the meantime, there are people being released, even as we speak, from this prison industrial complex, who are being allowed to go back into their lives, and that, again, they should be considered innocent until proven guilty. And so I say good luck.